looking good.
Everyone's
looking great
Hey,
right now.
You feel good.
You look good. You feel good.
Play
You
good.
play good.
There you go.
You podcast good.
Yeah, play good.
Probably not,
Podcast
but-
good. Yeah. All right.
Why are we dressed up, boys? Y'all look fresh.
Yeah, let's just tell the audience here why we're dressed up. So today we're talking about weddings, specifically from a male's perspective, because that's pretty much what we can offer you.
Right.
Yep.
And
True.
The
real
planning
quick,
process
before
is-
we get into the nitty-gritty with it, we like to begin with a fine tradition of a Vegas bomb.
For the moms.
So here it is, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Always a delight for a Vegas bomb, and
tough.
James has a struggle.
I cannot take shots anymore, guys. I'm sorry.
Is that why you always try to back out of them?
But he always
He's
does.
always backing up.
Always.
And then
I'm
I
not
just,
taking
I
them.
just I feel like I'm looking into like a black hole of my life when I look back into it after I can't. It's just, ooh, it's miserable.
I feel like
It's not
sometimes
going
I end
anywhere.
up
We gotta-
taking two. 'Cause it's-
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know if it's because of age. Like
It's not age.
As he has gotten older, he
mindset.
has
No,
definitely-
that's
It's mental.
well, the only metric we have to go off of here, Ryan, is the fact that I am older. I do drink more. I just drink regular cocktails.
Ooh,
more.
tomato.
You know, it's not who I was.
Yeah.
I'm an evolved human at this
Oh,
point.
gosh. Stop.
Yet you're wearing a suit in a podcast room,
That's right.
Hey, man.
taking a Vegas bomb.
The bender continues with the Vegas bombs, baby.
I enjoy a good Vegas bomb.
I do too.
That's
Let's tell
key,
everybody.
though.
Worst
Let's
Vegas
tell
bomb.
everybody what a good Vegas
Okay,
bomb
okay.
actually entails.
Not in Vegas.
Not in Vegas. Because you'll get a full drink in Vegas.
We have tried multiple hotels.
We've had them everywhere. We've had Vegas bombs literally in so many.
We say the
different
best one was the Keys.
Ah,
places.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say the Keys is strong.
Key West specifically.
Key
For
West
sure.
specifically, yeah.
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 Well, I feel like the funny thing about the Vegas bombs is we kind of like had a Vegas bomb at our disposal in college.
Yeah.
Dude, do we make better Vegas bombs ourselves, though?
I think we do.
This
Maybe
one was
not.
tough, guys.
So let's go
this
through
one-
real quick. What does a good Vegas bomb
Oh, hit it.
consist of?
You two are the usual, mixologists with that.
Crown,
You need Crown.
right?
For sure.
You're gonna have some Red Bull,
Yep.
some cranberry, and peach schnapps.
Need schnapps.
Those are your four things that you need in a good Vegas bomb. Now, I'm sure that there's other
Yeah.
ways to make it, but the best way to make it, not even debatably, is the way that we just said.
Do y'all
Exactly.
know the story behind the Vegas
I have
bomb? How
no
we
idea,
got on that for
honestly.
shots?
No, I do not.
So, I don't know actually.
I
Was
do.
it- Go ahead.
We're living in Orlando, right? You go to the bar, it's crowded, it's crazy. You're trying to get a drink for a bunch of people, and you don't know what shot to order. And we somehow, I think someone told me about a Vegas bomb that had Red Bull in it, and we were like, let's go. And we just started ordering Vegas bombs, and that was just how we got a lot of drinks really fast in a crowded setting. Vegas bombs.
Yeah, I think we really like the fact that it has Red Bull in it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I feel like
because
it's a
we
starter
picked-
drink to
yes.
get us going because like the energy helps us, and then
Gets
the
the
drinks
people
start
going.
flowing. And,
Yep. And
yeah,
it's for
but
the
I mean,
moms.
back to it. We kind of had a Vegas bomb in college at Issues.
Yes, the Slinky
The
Bomb.
Slinky bomb.
Was that- Was that my birthday?
Dude,
I think it
can't-
was your
Your
birthday.
21st, yeah.
I think it might have been.
It was
The only reason I really do think it was your birthday is because I did not go to that place a lot.
Oh yeah. The people that went there had issues.
Yeah.
They lived
Yeah.
up to the name.
I
It was
needed
great.
a direct purpose
great.
to be in that joint,
Issues.
and I did have a purpose at that point. So
Yeah.
it had to have been your.
It was for
your
you,
birthday
man.
or something.
Yeah.
Dang, you're making me sound like I got issues. Why did we end up there?
It was like a Tuesday night.
don't
That's
know.
why.
Honestly, I think Joe Morera took us there. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember
from,
Joe.
from our
From the Pike days.
from Pike Days.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
Pike
he's the one
days.
that and we loved it. I think we.
I
loved
think
that
it-
bar.
We were
You
pretty
know who loved it more though?
Huh?
You know who loved it more? Griff Ari.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Our boy Griff loved.
Yeah. I remember I took when we used to the 21st birthday thing. I took Lydia around on a bar hopping spree for her 21st. It was in the summer because she's an August birthday, and we went to Issues and she got a free Slinky Bomb shot there.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't like what was being said to her when we left the bar. I had to really restrain myself, but you know,
Oh, big tough guy.
she
Good
was.
job, good job.
I just think it's funny.
It was
that-
only me. It wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
So I knew what I was up against. I stepped away very fast. So
Fair.
just got her out of there quick. And
I don't think
we
you're
had
up
a
against
great night.
much
We had a
there.
great night. It was a good night for both of us. But
I love how these Vegas bombs have found their way into every single wedding we've been at.
oh yeah,
Every.
oh yeah. I think the biggest one though was Kenny's.
Yes, absolutely.
for sure.
You guys made strides to provide there. I think I paid thousands of dollars for Vegas bombs.
Yeah.
Specifically just Vegas bombs. On top of everything
We
else.
all had.
We went on
role in
a-
it. Johnny
we-
was doing his speech. James and I were handing them out.
We went on a mission.
We had to buy a handle.
We had to buy the handle of Crown.
We
Yeah.
did.
And then buy the case of Red Bull.
Because they didn't have Crown like available for the wedding.
And the late.
No, it was like one liquor that like wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the
They had
one
so
liquor.
much stuff and like Crown.
I'm still looking at this shot, guys.
Just
All right, I'm just gonna rip
just do it.
Gonna rip
Come on.
At my wedding, so there, they were like shots were frowned upon, and
we did 'em.
basically we did because they said the groom wants it, and then they put an ice cube in it to get around it.
Yeah,
One
that's what you
ice
do. Just do an ice cube or do like a splash of something in it, and then it gets around that. Like,
Right.
And that happens a lot at weddings. I think it's just the insurance thing, but
Well, you said talking about the male's perspective.
Dude,
We
yeah.
control the bar.
That's true.
We
Well,
get a good
yeah. that is one thing.
take on the bar.
Yeah.
When it
What's
comes to
happening
planning a wedding, that's one of the keys.
We're there.
We are all over.
yeah,
the
as,
So let's
as
talk
someone,
about that.
yeah,
Let's
as
talk
someone who is about to go through a wedding, I'd love to get everyone's perspective on as an individual in y'all's chair.
Well, you're also the most recent, so there's things that you've
he's in it
done
right
already.
You're
now.
planning.
fresh.
We've planned.
Yeah.
You're planning.
Oh, I've taken all the feedback. Boys.
It's
You're
great.
taking all the L's. Dave. You're taking shots.
At
We're
this
like,
point,
Johnny,
you
do
should be
not
an
do
expert.
this.
Don't do this. Okay.
Don't do this. Don't do that. The biggest thing is just having fun at your wedding. Like you got to enjoy that day. It is your day. You guys put in all the work to get there. It's a celebration of you, but it's also you got to enjoy it. So
There's a lot that goes into it.
Here's what you're not gonna have a take on: the flowers. Just
Oh, absolutely.
Flowers. Well, there's a lot that you're not gonna have a take on, but let's start with in the planning process. There's many pieces of it,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of things that go on. But from a male's perspective, there's a lot of things that go on that may or may not require more attention from you. And I think that sometimes, I'm sure every relationship does have its differences. There's certain things where maybe I had a hand in where Ryan didn't or James didn't. But I think for the most part, the woman definitely, or in our relationships, the woman, or there is one individual specifically that will lead more of those decisions than the other.
as a couple, you got to learn to compromise.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
if you can make it through the wedding planning process,
yeah,
Yeah,
you got some good legs.
we're doing pretty good.
make
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Also, first and foremost, I would say the most important thing is as soon as someone knows it's for a wedding, instantly 4 times more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They
what
got,
is-
they
what
got
is
you by
this
the
for?
balls.
You
You
Oh, it's for a wedding?
really got a budget.
That shit was $1,000. Now it's 5. What?
yeah. Oh, your flowers,
Yeah,
What? The flowers can cost more than the venue.
dude. It's insane.
All right,
that
for-
would be ridiculous.
you talk about the
And
budget.
they last how long?
Budget.
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 Yeah, you got to budget this stuff.
Well, hold on. You said a number.
The price tag.
I don't know about set a number. And Morgan, we can't go over this. That's what we started at. We started at this. I mean, it was just an.
I
L
think
from the
to
jump.
Kenny's point though is okay. So you might want to start with a budget, right? And it's you want to try to stick to it. However, realistically, when you start getting the prices, because that name of wedding is tacked onto it, I
Most
mean,
vendors are just rude.
yeah, like the prices. You think you know what the prices are at. So yeah, setting a budget gives you a benchmark, but at the end of the day,
When you guys, so the budget, obviously extremely important. When you guys went through the process of selecting a venue, first and foremost, did you actually meet with the actual venue?
Yes.
Or did they make you do it like virtually, or you just had to walk there and that was
I
it?
would not do that shit virtually.
I would not.
Right?
I've had different understandings of how people have gone through this process. Some people just because they're having destination weddings, like
tough.
Tanner is a great example right now. He's going to be getting married in Charlotte, I think.
Charlotte.
South Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
South Carolina. His fiance's parents live there, and so I think they went to it. So they're the ones that sent them pictures and stuff. So I mean, it's kind of a virtual aspect, but yeah, they picked it without ever going to it
That's
physically.
crazy.
So we did something similar just because our venue, obviously we were in Florida and our venue was in Jersey. So what we did is we had a wedding planner for that, and then we had a huge list on spreadsheets, and we kind of ironed out all of the elements that we wanted to have at the venue.
Yeah.
And then the wedding planner went through and said, okay, these are the venues that do have those elements. These are the ones that don't. And then that list dwindled, obviously, from that. And then from there, it's like, okay, what's your availability? And that right after COVID was tough because obviously every venue was massively slammed.
Yeah.
So then that dwindled the list more. And then when we found like a handful or a couple handfuls of venues to go to, we went and visited them. in person finally, and then after that, then we chose one. So we just dwindled that list away based off of factors that we are qualifiers essentially that we thought were important. For us, the importance was to limit. We knew a lot of people were traveling from Florida because it's a lot of my friends and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we just tried to keep people in the same spot to restrict like shuttling people around because that's it's not even the expense, just dangerous.
So you weight guest accommodations pretty high.
Yeah.
I think that's
important.
That's an important element because if you find a location and there's just it's not easy for people to stay. Weddings have alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. So most people need to be safe.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone needs to be safe. So they gotta have a place to sleep.
Yeah.
And if it's not easy to get to, you don't want anyone to jump in their car.
Yeah.
You want it to be slightly close. Like there's hotels and you can get wedding blocks and stuff like that. But yeah,
I mean,
accommodations
that's
are
a great
key.
James Lagama, you changed
what
the game from that aspect.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a
You
good one.
shuttled.
The game.
Yeah.
That was a cool.
That was
Dude,
That all right.
Yeah.
That picture, and we'll share that for sure. That picture in like the trolley. was
trolley.
sick.
That's what it was. A trolley.
How
That was
great.
cool.
Like that was probably one of the
Yeah.
coolest pictures.
It was like all open.
Yes,
It was, like, all
and I
the
wasn't.
rain out the
I wasn't
windows.
in it. I wasn't.
Yeah, Ty, we'll have to pull that one up.
Ty.
We can put it up right now. I can show everyone. But yeah,
Ty's the
it was,
man, by
I
the
was
way.
getting ice
it
cream.
was really cool. Hell yeah, Ty.
You
baby.
you inspired us to do a bus back, which was one of the highlights of my wedding was the party bus back. But it all started with your trolley, which was also for me one of the highlights of your wedding
Dude.
because it goes back to all your favorite
Oh,
people.
dude.
We could have rode on that trolley from the venue to the hotel all freaking
Oh,
night.
yeah.
It was
We
10
did it
minutes.
to the thing
I
every
think the funny thing about it was we didn't know how much of a hit this was going to be. Everyone wanted on it,
Dude.
Everyone, and the whole point was actually to just have it keep coming and coming and coming, so people didn't have to Uber or if they
Yeah.
drove, all that stuff. But anyways, we didn't know, and the trolleys are only so big. So I think you kind of took that lesson and then did the party bus so
Yes.
more people can join.
So they never circulated back.
They did, but everyone else left at that point.
We were packed. We were like,
yeah.
So
It was originally meant for the wedding party. That was the
Yeah.
original crew because it was still kind of COVID-ish time, so like
Yeah.
they wanted to limit how many people were on there. There was social distancing was still a thing, but it ended up morphing into
got way more.
whatever
That
that
did not work.
trolley driver was comfortable with without trying to get fired. That they allowed onto the.
it worked
the trolley.
well.
And
I would say it worked.
I lived
was
my best life
amazing.
on that thing
It was
with the aux cord. I
Oh
was,
yeah,
I
Johnny
was
DJ Johnny Shred.
Yeah.
dude.
For the fellas,
So those-
do it. For the ladies, please let us do it. It is so
Yeah.
worth its weight
Yeah,
in gold
yeah.
if you allow that at the. I mean,
Yeah.
It's funny
So
though.
fun.
You two are kind of spot on, and then obviously you mentioned it too. But you mentioned like, what is it like for the people coming? Like, how convenient is it? Like,
Yeah.
what's the travel? What's the distance? Like, how are they getting to and from?
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge factor of mine. But also, one thing again, going back to that, and then obviously the trolley, and then the party bus, and then obviously what you all had. Like, those are the two things that, when we started planning my wedding or our wedding,
You gotta start using
Hey,
the
nail-
ow
nail
and we,
point, nail point.
ow and we, ow and we.
I doesn't exist.
Right.
Daniel,
Right.
Johnny.
jeez, those are the two biggest things. I was like, it's got to be like that somewhat, not to copy.
some
it.
variation of
It's
it.
got to be a variation.
I wanna address the elephant in the room right now while it's just brought up.
Okay.
You go to weddings, there is no copying.
Oh,
like
yeah,
something
no.
It's not a competition.
I literally used Adam's DJ for this exact
Yes.
same DJ, and I used
The
Teddy's
The
shoes.
saxophone player.
The guy who sang and
You
did the-
did. He used
Yeah.
our shoes. Did
So
you
I
use, our,
agree.
you use the belt?
The belt
too?
shoes
belt.
from
Belt
your
and shoes
wedding
were from
belt.
my
I
wedding.
got
Those belts
Adam's
are a hit.
DJ.
I'm wearing your belt right now.
Yeah,
His
me
trolley
too.
idea, like all of it.
Honestly,
The funniest thing is I found that belt in like clinch time.
Yeah.
Like I was
we did get the
we
shoes
need-
and belt at the last minute.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Sent
And
us
I
to
found
Amazon, baby.
Fellas,
I found out
get this
about
right now.
Amazon, baby. Oh, let me just look. Okay, done.
Basically,
Bells,
I was like
2 days.
7,000 reviews. Gotta be. We all got this belt. guys.
4.7. Good to go.
But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, it's your day.
Yeah.
It's your event. You guys have a vision, and if you want to take bits and pieces from other weddings,
Oh,
things
yeah.
you see on Pinterest, things you see on Instagram, by all means, do it.
So
Enjoy your day. There's no competition.
Pinterest.
There's no jealousy. There's nothing.
Did you just do a permission to speak with your hand up?
no, you mentioned Pinterest. Like,
It's a good place.
That's
Dude,
where I got
I
our
never-
cookie cake from. Was Pinterest. Lydia's mom came out with it, and I was like, that looks amazing. Granted, we always knew we wanted a cookie cake, but we just didn't like.
Yeah.
We don't like cake. It was either ice cream cake or cookie cake. Ice cream cake just didn't seem like a It would probably would have melted. Let's be honest. But
would
you
be
know,
tough.
if you know how to get that done, let us know because cook ice cream cake is.
Oh
prime time.
my,
Yeah,
dude, our
but
wedding
Has
cake.
anyone done an ice cream cake for the? I
That would be
did funfetti,
cool.
which
That would
was
be cool.
different.
I
but-
did
was
my
cool.
wedding cake from Four Rivers the week before.
Four Rivers, really.
Four Rivers did our wedding cake.
I didn't
You
know
wouldn't
they
have
did that
known.
kinda-
We didn't know it was a thing, but we had no cake 5 days before the
Yeah.
wedding. Four Rivers, boom.
Well, you guys had your own experience, and we can get into that.
We
in a
will,
second
but I'm
here,
just saying, you don't have to go all big fancy on the cake. Four Rivers, great restaurant, great cakes.
But anyways, Pinterest, yeah, that's where we got the
I'm
idea of
Pinterest.
what kind of like tiered like look.
That's
and
crazy.
what it
I
was
didn't
made of.
realize how cool Pinterest is until I started looking
Pinterest
at
is-
Brea's wedding list.
There you go.
Yeah.
The girls, ladies, they got Pinterest online.
Yeah, they have.
We don't need that from our perspective.
Look, Ryan, I subscribe to your wife because she's got some recipes on hers, and I use them.
I'm the James to do that.
Hey,
curious,
I'm a big
James.
food guy, but anyways.
Yeah. Oh, the food. But even the
Food,
little
yes.
things.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. Like before we segue into that, like I'm curious to get y'all's perspective on like how do you manage like the guest list? Like what does that look like from a
That should be one of your last
From a
steps.
male's perspective, great little ad.
So I think as we've been going through this, as we're discussing wedding planning from a male's perspective, right? Just wedding planning in general too, though, it goes in layers. First, you got to start off with your values, right? And your vision and like what you want to accomplish.
what's
with
most
your wedding,
important, right?
Outdoor, indoor
Absolutely.
venue. Are you going to do really formal black tie? Like,
Black
that's
tie,
like
modern,
We have
rustic.
not been to a
cocktail.
black
Do you want to
tie.
go a little?
I have.
You
less?
have. We have.
Black ties are cool.
There's beach weddings where you
Yeah.
you wear shorts and a suit.
Dude.
top. You know, like that's cool.
Oh,
that's cool.
We
I've never
look.
done that.
When we were
I've heard of brunch weddings.
Yeah, bro.
Brunch weddings are
mentioned
starting to
that,
become a thing.
Yeah, brunch weddings. It's cool.
What time is a brunch wedding at?
Brunch time.
11 a.m.
11, dude. That's how the girls get ready with
Hey,
makeup.
cinnamon
That's a lot of
toast
makeup.
crunch
I do
shot.
not know.
The girls get ready at 8 o'clock.
2
for
a.m.
5 o'clock
Yeah,
wedding, man.
no, they gotta get.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
6 a.m.
It's gotta be earlier than
with the
that.
rehearsal the
Gotta
night
be
before.
earlier than that. There's no way.
Well, the rehearsal. That's
Question is,
We'll get to
girls,
that.
in your wedding party, right? That's what we call it, right?
Yeah,
wedding
wedding
party,
party.
yeah,
Yeah.
Would it even be possible for a brunch time wedding if you started getting ready at 6 a.m.?
Let us know.
yeah.
I don't think so. I call the under on that. There's
Look,
not.
they're gaining traction.
That's not happening.
Adam, what's the line there? Let us know.
Yeah.
The food options at a
Over under.
at a brunch wedding seem really interesting.
Different.
I could get behind
Chicken
that.
waffles and omelets and stuff. Like that sounds great.
Could you imagine
Different.
the bacon?
It's
Bacon.
different.
Oh,
The bacon.
You could have a signature like cocktail if they allow shots. You can do that bacon shot.
Yeah,
that
man.
We took
Different.
I don't know the name of it, but yeah,
I like
We
that.
took it at Alyssa's birthday.
It would be
way
a
back when.
completely different menu for sure.
For sure.
It's a different vibe.
It would
It's a
be.
different vibe. You got probably mimosas and stuff, Bloody Marys.
And then what time would it end?
Bloody
Four,
Marys.
five?
Same time.
I'd
Still
probably-
ends at
no,
11
it would
o'clock
just-
at night.
You would think
that-
probably
Start the after party
Hey.
at 5.
11
That'd be an
11 to
amazing
2.
bender.
11
11
to
to
2, and then you trolley.
Then you trolley.
Then you trolley
Or
to
you party
an after
bus.
party.
Hey, maybe you could make it to a day club.
So I think the destination of that wedding would be really important.
I want to dive
Because
into
like, what do you do after?
Yeah, understanding. Yeah.
I want
That
to
guy
dive
comes
into
back
the
to
Can't be in,
venue
like,
accommodations,
the
right?
destination.
Yeah.
The venue,
Venue.
experience, boys. Gentlemen out there, you ain't getting talked to at the venue. The venue,
Go to
they
the-
are talking to her.
Yeah.
She knows it. You should know it. It's just.
You're walking around looking at like how many screws they're screwing in the wall, how many
So-
chairs. Like you're not really looking at
How do you want to walk down, Bride? They don't care how we walk down. How do you want to end?
The
it?
first thing I saw at my venue was there was a stage, and I go, "That's gonna be a problem."
And it was
Which is a-
blast, dude.
You're
It was a
just
good
looking
time.
at
It
the
was a good time,
vibe.
but it was definitely there was some.
I
That
think
was
the
great.
gist of it is you're looking at the vibe.
We were literally just like, "Who's falling off?"
Your mother
Yeah.
on the stage.
Yeah.
Highlight.
I know.
That was amazing.
Mama Lagama.
Yeah, it was funny.
It's a good time.
All right,
good
so we got
Anyways.
venue. That's an important.
So
element.
you start off with your vision, right? You got a loose understanding of your budget,
Right.
You're going into your venue, right? You kind of have an idea, theme. You're thinking about outdoor, indoor, modern, whatever. All those different things come into play, right? Indoor, outdoor is huge, by the way, because your location. So we're in Florida, right? A lot of our weddings have been in Florida. Kenny's was in Jersey, which is a little bit different,
Which was
weather.
outside.
But
Amazing.
Yeah, it was outside.
Loved it.
You
We've
got to
done
be
a couple
concerned
outdoor weddings.
with rain. However, I think there's also that trope of if it rains on your wedding, that's actually a good
It
thing.
is. It's good luck.
They say, but that would have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be
would be tough.
detrimental.
I've
but
been to a wedding where there was
it's
a
apparently a good omen.
tropical storm, and it was. I just
Great
the
time.
stress I can only imagine
Yeah, it's tough.
for
Yeah.
the like.
It's
But
prob- I guarantee you that saying came out of like, oh well, this is a sign.
yeah,
But wait, no, we're gonna do a positive spin on this. It's a good thing if it
Yeah,
rains
hey,
on a wedding day.
But
I don't
if
know.
you choose the right venue, they will provide a source of a backup. For
Yes,
that. So,
they will.
So
They
our
will.
venue
Yeah.
provided an outdoor pavilion that was. You guys probably didn't even see it. It was right around the corner out back. Probably like
Plan B.
yeah, it was.
It's Plan B.
Yep.
And in that pavilion, actually looked. It was a beautiful place. So they had like the whole setup. If they had to like swap it and change it real quick, to reduce the amount of wedding day stress there was, which it wouldn't have been a big thing because the whole reception and everything.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, you have the ceremony and you have the reception, right?
Yeah.
And the outside part was where you get married and you do all of the formal stuff, and then inside is where you have like basically your dinner and your party. So, if you can just have a cover like a pavilion or some sort of awning.
There's definitely ways to do it.
Yeah.
But the reason why I went backwards to come forwards, I'm coming back to your question now, Johnny. How do you manage guests, right? So the reason why I want to come back to it is because your vision, budget, and then you get your venue. Your venue is a big part of understanding now you have a limit. How many guests can you invite?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So your venue is a key element. It's probably I would argue the most important, other than your budget, the most important element, because now this is where the vision comes to life.
Yeah.
You have to take, okay, what do I have available to me, and how do I make it in my vision, in my way, in my expectation, what I'd like to happen, all those things, right?
Yeah.
So guest management does come pretty strongly with the venue.
But when choosing the venue, you have to have a rough idea of how many people.
You do.
Like you-
it changes.
you go
though,
into
with
the venue
does change.
understanding
It does.
Rough.
It
rough
does.
idea. Is it 50
Now,
people or is
well,
it 200? Dramatic.
Before you
and-
get to the guests,
Right here.
though,
Let me tell you this though: when you're going and you're looking at venues, there's just a venue that you just walk into and you're like,
do.
"This is it."
Yeah.
it's like buying a house.
You
And
both
then
can tell.
at that
You both
point,
can tell.
I'm telling you, go into looking at venues that mentality. Lydia and I, we shifted our focus. At first, it was like, well, we think we're gonna have this many. Yeah, we went the guest route first. What I'm trying to suggest here is go the venue route. Look at places and then find the place that you guys just fall in love with. You'll just know.
Yeah, you will.
You will just know and then plan from there.
Now, before the guest, after the venue, let's talk dates. The Friday wedding, underrated. I would heavily suggest it because the thing with the Saturday wedding is everyone is in such a crazy rush to leave on Sunday. Well, and this will come into guest management. It might be more PTO, a little more travel, kind of figuring out what it's going to look like to get people in on a Thursday or a Friday. But then you can actually, the wedding is so crazy, you can actually enjoy the Saturday post-Friday wedding with all the people who just took time out of their life to celebrate you.
Yeah.
You get to enjoy their company with kind of no schedule. I'm a big fan of the Friday wedding. That'll come into the venue selection.
Yeah.
So it's certainly something to think about when you're going through that process, I think.
It's interesting because people chase that Saturday wedding.
They do.
A lot of people do.
Significantly
Comes with more money.
expensive.
Prices,
Yeah.
big for the venues. Venue selection,
Crazy.
Consider it. Honestly, the Friday wedding underrated.
Yeah,
Underrated.
I agree.
What do we
Well,
have?
we're doing a Friday wedding.
So we got
Yeah.
1, 2, and you guys were Saturdays?
Saturday.
I was
we're two-
Saturday.
we're
I was one
2-2.
of the first weddings though, so I don't think we got exposed to it.
Fair.
We didn't think about that, but if I were to go back, it would be a consideration for sure.
I think it.
Again, we factored in travel.
Yeah, for sure.
That's smart because you travel on the Friday.
I think you also gotta look at.
Destination weddings are interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think-
Destination for you, not destination.
yeah.
for me.
No,
I think of destination weddings more like outside,
My cousin did a destination wedding to Jamaica.
which is insane.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Yeah, which is awesome, and people just can't
Banger.
come. They just can't
Yeah.
come. Now,
Not a banger,
granted,
a bender.
or bender.
you know,
yeah. Bender.
when we talk to gift giving at weddings,
Oh, jeez.
if you get invited to a destination wedding, you just can't make it. Do you need to send a gift or not? I mean, it's up to you. I
Up
think
to you.
I think it's a good gesture, just because like, hey, you guys mean a lot to us. Card, small amount of cash, or even just buying some off the registry. It's a good.
Goes back to whatever you
I went to a
get.
destination wedding in Cabo.
Oh,
and
that,
it was
that must have been great.
Yeah, you did go to college.
it was amazing.
It's you also be surprised how many people want to come to a destination.
For sure. It's a
That's
vacation.
market off the bus.
Treat it as a vacation.
I
If
would
it's a good
love-
destination,
I have not been to a destination wedding, but I would love
yours
to
was a
do-
destination wedding.
for you.
For
I grew
us.
up like 40 minutes from the
Where do
venue.
you live?
Yeah, it was.
Now?
Yeah,
Where do you live?
the destination weddings are fun because everyone there is treating it more like a vacation.
Oh yeah.
And again, you're going out of your way to obviously get on a flight, do this, do that, whatever. Go to a different country, technically, like if it's in Mexico. It was great.
Hey, Jersey's not a different country.
Yeah,
I'm
Jersey's
glad you
not,
saved
which-
it with
Hey,
the
listen,
Mexico thing.
Jersey's the homeland, baby. So anytime I gotta go to Jersey, I'm good.
But back to guest management. This is where you start the strategy coming into play. So you're trying to figure out how many people are going to come, right? Say you start with a list that technically is over your venue's capacity, okay? Or you have a venue capacity and you're well within that realm, but you're like, I just don't know how many people are going to come. The biggest thing that when we were going through this process, right, our parents started to weigh in on this. You got to invite such and such. You got to invite such and such, right? So we kind of sat down and we came to a realization that the people that we wanted at our wedding, regardless of who was paying, because that's another thing that's
a whole nother episode, another topic.
We'll talk about that here in a little bit here, but we kind of sat down and said, we want the people at our wedding that have impacted our relationships, whether it's individually or as a couple, the most, because they mean the most to us. The people outside of that, yes, if they can make it, great.
I find that to be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, great. We would love, the more the merrier, obviously within certain restrictions and limitations, but that was our approach. And I think it's a good approach. Now, with that approach, here comes more strategy. You can handle the RSVPs in a certain manner to where the people you really want there, you can send that RSVP out a little bit earlier.
Layer that thing.
You can layer it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's smart. It is smart because you will have people that just can't make it. And you don't know that number until you know that number. And then if you have a limitation on how many people you can invite, once you know that people can't come, then you come in and you do the other people that are outside of that list.
I never thought about that, but you could essentially say like, "Oh, I really wanted this person to come, and I expected this person to come, but they maybe
They
weren't
just may
able
not-
to."
The date,
And
you
then
don't know.
you don't have that regret and saying, "Oh, I wish I knew."
Yeah.
And I would have invited that person. I never thought
Also,
about
never plan your date around people coming. Just get a date. If they can come, they can come.
Welcome to Hot Takes, where we talk about debatable topics that you may or may not be interested in. And today we're talking about a hot wedding topic. Would you rather have a wedding with a plated dinner, a buffet-style dinner, or some other option?
According to research by the Knot, conducted in 2020, plated dinners were the most popular choice for weddings, about 42%. 31% for buffet style. What do y'all think?
I mean, are we talking COVID times or not? I think that makes it real clear.
Dropping COVID, huh?
Me.
I don't think that matters.
Look,
COVID times, people are not doing buffet.
wedding traditions are dying. This one is a specific one. The traditional plated dinner. You got your chicken, steak, and fish. I'm sorry, but it's over. I'm sick of it. We've been to how many weddings now?
No way. Dude.
Oh my gosh, come on, dude. Listen,
You enjoy-
tacos and pasta on a buffet was so good.
You enjoy waiting for like 40 people?
I enjoy second.
Standing there with
I
your
enjoy
plate?
seconds and thirds. We've been to weddings where
Look.
we've run out of food plated style.
If I have another potato, I don't care how that potato is prepared next to a steak or a chicken with asparagus or peas or what. I'm sorry. I want more fun in my food. at
Okay,
weddings.
listen, French fries doesn't count for the potato thing, right? Because I could eat a million French fries.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not having
See, that's what I'm
just
talking
French
about.
fries at a wedding.
Hey, I would crush some French fries.
Well, maybe
at
as
a
an
wedding.
appetizer.
That's the problem with a buffet style dinner. It's less luxurious. You lose luxury and value by having a buffet style dinner.
I feel like
gain
also you are at risk of potentially
allergies?
running out of food. Running
Yeah.
out of food.
Oh, running out of food. Yeah. We did tap out on our food. We had no food left over at
Yeah.
our wedding. None.
I was the last table at a wedding one time, and it was pretty close to being done with food.
I hate waiting for like an hour. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
watch
tough.
everybody else go, and that line just
Go to the bar while you're
formulates
waiting.
and
That's just logistics. There's an easy way to do it.
have less people at your wedding.
I guess so. That
Yeah.
makes less sense.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
think that
We're too.
All
popular.
right, you know what? That's a good point, right? If you have like plus 120, 125, I think you're starting to run in the realm of people are going to be waiting and they're going to get a little ornery.
I think
but
it's yeah.
you also have apps and everything too, like you know the during the the cocktail hour,
Yeah.
right? You got people coming around with apps. Maybe you have a nice charcuterie board. I don't know.
If you run
People
out
are
of,
getting fed.
if you run out of
different
food at your wedding, poor planning. You gotta account for that. You gotta know your crowd that's coming in.
I was at a wedding recently. The dessert options, this Venetian hour, everything you could have, chocolate fountains, milk chocolate fountains, vanilla, like white chocolate fountains, ice cream from like every manufacturer. Ryan, you would enjoy that?
So was it plated?
It was plated.
They plated
Multiple
all of
courses.
those. The chocolate fountain was plated. No way.
No, dessert-
You walked right
dessert
up
was
for the
not
dessert.
plated.
You walked right up and got yourself from the buffet dessert.
Dessert was
style.
not plated, but everything else was. And there was multiple courses. It was a very nice wedding. Awesome, awesome food. And I ate the entire time, which made it a great wedding.
Yeah, dessert's good.
I mean, we know food matters with the wedding.
For sure. Food,
Oh, 100%.
Right.
That's a fact.
it can make or break things.
Yeah, I think so.
Good, absolutely.
For sure.
Has anyone ever done a wedding with no food?
What's more important, bar or food at a wedding?
You know what I've heard is starting to catch on with weddings where food can be really fun. Like a brunch wedding. They do it in the middle of the day, so you have brunch foods,
Yeah, never
chicken and waffles, eggs, omelets, like stuff like that. Like
In the middle of the day? Brunch
Yeah,
is like,
well-
1 o'clock.
Listen, man, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
That's true. Bill Walsh will appreciate that.
But no, hey, it's different. Listen. I'm over the traditions. You make it your own. That's basically my argument here. If you want fun food, get a food truck. That's awesome.
I have actually been
Sounds
to a wedding
like-
with a food truck.
Sounds like
Didn't you
someone's
have a food
wedding I
truck?
know.
Yeah, whose wedding is that?
I don't know. I think it was yours.
Yeah, probably. Listen,
I
I'm all
sense
about
some
food.
bias, all right?
I'm all about
Did
food.
you even eat food at your
No,
wedding?
okay, yeah,
All this
that's
hype you're
another-
talking, you didn't
another
even
time.
eat.
That's
I
another-
was
Those tacos
the
were
nerves were
hyping
just
up.
too high, man.
I
It was
barely-
just too high.
We know you definitely
I
drank at
barely
your
ate,
wedding.
too.
I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but so cocktail hour. Sometimes appetizers are more enticing than the actual dinner.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's just because I think, more appetizing because of the actual flavor and stuff, or is it because of the anticipation of everything all day that people don't eat, and then you get some type of food?
You gotta get food in your system. It's important.
Has anyone here made it to their cocktail hour for their wedding? We're not asking you.
I did, but all I had was a drink. I didn't eat anything.
I had a plan the entire time. We're doing this so I can make it. Didn't even get to make my own damn cocktail party. Very disappointing.
cocktail hour.
Yeah. You know, once you've been to all these other weddings, I think you make up for it
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you had some crazy food that you really wanted to try.
We had mashed potatoes and there was some mashed potato bars.
Those
something.
were
I didn't get to try
good.
it.
Those were good. Look, at the bare minimum, if you're gonna do plated, at least have some fun with your apps.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good stuff. We had it was like an egg roll, but it was a Cuban. So we called them Cuban cigars.
I remember that.
They were fire.
I chose all these amazing things. I didn't even eat. I had like 11 appetizers. I'm
Your
like, I didn't
apps
have
were
one.
really good too.
Oh, were they? Great.
They were really good.
That's good.
So you're
Really
saying you
good.
didn't have a lot of food in your system for your wedding?
No.
Did
Well, that's
you,
how you ended up in the grass.
you
Yeah.
had New York strip, right? As a plated dish?
Are you really asking what I ate? I had no idea.
No. You had New York strip as a plated
Oh yeah,
dish.
for everybody
he did the
else,
traditional.
I don't. Yeah,
He
we
did
had a plate.
steak,
It was
chicken,
fire.
fish.
It was really good.
I did eat a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
you
I mean,
barely
we
ate.
were moving around
Yeah.
and talking to people. It's so hard to sit down and eat, like just time wise.
I
Not because I wasn't starving, but just time wise.
So you barely ate. You definitely did not eat.
Barely ate.
You barely ate.
No,
All right,
I barely had a
I'm probably
bite.
barely gonna eat as well.
I
Did
didn't.
you guys
realize-
figure out what you're doing, plated or not? What's your
It's a
decision?
surprise.
Oh goodness gracious.
What is the other option though? If it's not played,
Well, I guess it's
Buffet, plated,
So we have family style, food station. Those are
yeah,
the two
family
others.
style. We were supposed to do family style at a recent wedding that we were at, and they nixed it at last minute, but we were really looking forward to it.
But
It was nice. So essentially, what they started off with, we walked into the reception, and they already had food on the table. So we were already getting pumped with food with the appetizers, and then we came to the table, and we were already able to just start snacking.
for
which was
each
great.
table though,
Each table, and it was family style. So it's just, you just kind of reached in and grabbed like whatever you wanted. You took.
that's cool.
But then they switched it to buffet, and so everyone had to get up and go get their plate, and then they come back, and again, it was still traditional. They did a traditional style buffet where they actually had chicken, fish, and steak. You know,
Yeah, we're doing family style.
That's cool. I
family
don't think
style.
I've done that.
Sweet.
It's It's pretty. I wasn't about it in the beginning.
It's
but
kind of like
after,
white glove service. Like they bring the food to you, and
It's kind of like that's like a happy medium. It's like enough food, kind of like buffet, but
and
at the
food comes
same
to you. That
time-
kind of satisfies you, and it
It's
doesn't have to be. Now you're going traditional though with the chicken, fish, and steak.
We got some
I'm-
different
Yeah,
choices.
James over here, he just wants Chipotle.
I have an argument
All right,
against.
all right.
Actually, it's we're catering Chipotle. Actually,
Oh man.
Family style.
family style. No, we're not. Just for you, James.
God dang it! Come on, you can't mess
Gotta
with
be
my heart
serious.
like that, man.
Nah.
So you guys remember at my engagement party we had Chipotle.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I didn't eat that either because
Do you just not eat? You're someone that loves food, and you seem to not eat at these events.
no, because I'm so preoccupied doing
Well,
other things.
it sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like wait, preoccupied by drinking.
Being the life of the party.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Here we go.
All right, I think we've reached our time on this hot take.
All right, so how do we feel?
I still think plated. I like the luxury of having a plated dinner, knowing what I'm going to eat before I get there, opposed to guessing because I chose that. I like plated.
So plated.
Have fun, get some flavor.
I'm
Buffet?
taking
Enjoy it.
switching to plated because I forgot for James's buffet style. One of the cons is people can get up for food at any point. My mother got up during.
Yes.
The
That is
That's a
no.
big- that's a con.
No, you can't go there.
Your mother did.
my mother did. So
We love your mother. She's
Thank you.
great.
She's fantastic.
we appreciate you, Michelle.
Great, Michelle. Great lady.
We love your friends too, Pam.
Yes.
Great family, the Salimoses.
Absolutely.
So Johnny, then what's yours?
I guess I'll go plated.
All right.
And yet you're gonna do family style.
That's a blend.
I'm like
It's
a
blend.
50-50. It's tough.
Also,
All right.
he has.
I'm just doing whatever my
Well, I
fiance
guess
wants.
plated is
I
fair.
was just going to say he has no
Whatever my
share.
fiance says I'm doing.
That's
There you
true.
go.
That's true. All right. Well, I guess plated wins it then.
I just had to win one. That's it.
That's true.
That's really
Oh,
He just wants to
listen, I'm
be on the
holding
winning side.
firm. No more potatoes.
Tomato.
Tomato. All right, so we have come up with a response to this, and it is plated. If you agree, let us know. If you don't agree, let us know and tell us why, because we want to know what your thoughts are from plated to buffet or anything else that we're missing, because there may be other options that we haven't even discovered. And we'd love to know about them. Thanks for watching.
I want all the tacos.
Speaking of dates, hold up, John. What's going on?
Oh.
We got a great date in that
Dates.
suit for John.
Dates.
We got.
Whose suit is that?
This is James Lagama's.
Okay. What date you got?
Well, 9/12/2020.
All right, James. When was your wedding?
Funny enough, we still landed on the 12th,
You did.
Okay.
which is wild if you think about the
It is
grand
very.
scheme of things. The universe really came into play on that day, but they did not on the month. Due to COVID, we originally planned for September 12th, 2020. We got married on June 12th, 2021.
Just a little push.
Just
So,
a couple months back.
Just
Great
we
story.
were
though.
originally going to be the first wedding. It ended up being Adam and Alyssa, and it was great because I always wanted a longer engagement. To be honest with you, the planning process gets a little hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, we had to push it. So it was funny enough how that decision got made was a little bit of a hot take.
Yeah.
Who made that decision was a hot take. But anyways, it got changed, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world. Like I
Yeah.
loved everything that happened on that day, but it's funny because it created a we thought it was the curse because once you put a date on a suit before it happens, we were like, holy crap. We can't put dates on suits anymore because then the wedding date might not actually happen.
Right. Went 0 for 1.
So funny enough, when Ryan got married and I got his suit
told
made
him,
at
no,
the
do not.
same place, I go, Ryan, I'm getting your date. It's getting put on here. And we broke the curse. It was short-lived,
curse.
thank goodness. But yeah, we got the 3/18/2022. It's right there.
You see
that.
that?
I don't think I got a date in mind on your.
Yeah.
It was whatever you want.
I don't know.
I
Your suit process. We guys want to talk about getting wedding attire?
No. I wasn't talking about my suit. We can talk about my suit.
I have a date on mine.
I was saying like my suit that I wore for Ryan's wedding. I don't think.
We all got dates.
Who's is that?
my own
That's
wedding
your
suit.
own wedding suit.
Yeah,
That's what you
that's
got
your
married
own
in.
But for your wedding suit, I don't think I got a date on mine.
I don't want to talk about my suit for your wedding because my name is spelled wrong in all my suits.
It's
It's fine. We'll get to that.
We we have to get into this topic now. Getting your wedding attire set up.
This is really for guys.
Before we
Like,
do,
for men-
scoreboard. John, you're taking the L here. We got blue, gray, L on the board. Put it up there.
First of
Because
all,
you missed
I
out.
was told.
Hey. So Kenny, you said this is for
This
the
would be good.
males. You gotta make that consideration. Johnny was told by.
I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
By what?
What do you say?
Johnny wants to do a certain color scheme.
I
and
want
he got
to.
shut down.
I got shut.
No.
No, I'm not
talking about
that.
colors.
I'm talking about the scoreboard.
I know.
I'm talking about just
Oh.
the suit process.
Yeah.
I think
the
this will
color
tie
scheme.
into
We're
that,
talking
though.
about the color scheme.
Because I'd be on it already. You,
Johnny had a vision, and
I know you got
compromise.
You got shut down.
It happens, fellas.
Working
It happens.
working with your spouse to make this.
So
this
the
vision.
first thing that always is going to happen is choosing a color of a suit, right? Well, actually, I think the first thing is choosing the way that you're going to get the suit made, which is where I probably screwed up.
Yeah.
Now, you could go.
It was a good idea.
It was a good idea until it wasn't a good idea anymore.
Right.
You can go fully custom. You
Highly
could go
recommend.
to like that a commercial place that is custom.
Your Men's Warehouse, your Joseph A. Bank, those kind of places.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's
Which
the
is-
one I highly recommend.
which is still custom. I didn't understand how custom it still was able to be. I thought it was more like rent a suit type of thing.
Right.
Not even just rent a suit, but I didn't think it was as strong. And honestly, that process is awesome.
Quick sidebar on Rent a Suit.
Yeah.
So what we learned, just so you guys know, when you're going through this process, if you're going suit, by the way, you don't have to go suit. You can choose a completely different attire.
Yeah.
But if you do choose to go suit, buying a suit is not that much more expensive than renting. Renting a suit, we just we're in a wedding, and everyone's different, right? You save money for sure,
do,
for sure.
absolutely.
But some people don't have a lot of suits in their arsenal. And so when you buy a suit, maybe it's $100 to $150 more. You rent a suit at about $200 something dollars.
I think, yeah,
you
$200 or
get
$250,
a one use. Think about the value of the money, of the dollar.
suit,
Right?
yeah,
If you're concerned about money, this is a serious consideration because if you rent, it's kind of like the flowers, right?
gone.
They're gone. It's
you're a guy,
short-lived.
one and done.
Get a suit.
And
You
here's-
should have a suit.
You should have
Here's
a
the
suit.
thing. Here's the thing. If you buy the suit, and this is our recommendation, just because of the amount of weddings that we've been a part of, get a suit because what we've done is at the rehearsal dinners you can rewear the suit. So if you don't find yourself, maybe it's not in your profession, maybe it's just not you don't have too many events in your life where suits are available, right? And where you want to wear a suit, but if you buy a suit, at least you have it and you can wear it and it's available to you when you need it.
I use these weddings to revamp my entire. I didn't have a suit like college. I bought one at the beginning of college. I had not bought a suit until these weddings. I've used all of them to just re-up my personal
multiple occasions.
suit like usage for
But
work. For
now you have a nice closet.
Yeah,
of-
man.
And I would say custom suits because they all are still custom because they're tailored to you. They fit your body. They're nice.
Yeah,
And it's not like
Getting
it's
a tailored suit,
$1,000.
So people out there too that do not genuinely feel comfortable in a suit, you can you get these custom suits made. They're fit to your body a little bit better, and they feel great. They do, except for Kenny's experience. So we can go back to that.
Yeah, sorry.
We got a custom suit made. Kenny, go ahead, take it away from here on that one.
Maybe you guys should have
Yeah, I mean,
your
like, I will.
perspective on it because my perspective on it is aggressive.
Yeah.
So
I had to measure James, and I am nowhere near a professional when it comes to.
We
measuring.
did a virtual.
Yeah.
we did a virtual suit measurement. Like that's we got fitted virtually.
Big
Yeah.
do
red.
not get
during the
fitted
pandemic.
virtually.
Big red tomato.
However, I will say this: the experience of the suit and obviously getting everything fitted, this and that, was not the greatest. However, the suit itself, the fabric, the dress shirt,
Yeah.
everything that was made, and
High
it's one of my
quality-
it's one of my
As the
favorite
water
suits.
boy says, high quality H2O.
High quality H2O.
quality.
High quality suit. And it's you walk outside in Orlando and Fort Lauderdale, wherever you're at in Florida, it's hot, it's humid, you breathe better.
Yeah.
And I will pay extra for things like that because it's that much easier to wear.
People
something.
pay for comfort. That's why
but-
Uber. Uber
Yeah.
If you want to do that, start that shit way
Way
in
early,
advance. If you're like, 2 months, do it 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to be way in advance because that process for me compared to Ryan's or anyone else's was so drawn out.
Yeah.
Like when you had yours at the men's warehouse, like easy process.
Fellas,
Yeah. I was like,
6
holy-
months, ladies, remind them.
We just needed the code. The code is
Yeah,
what we
just
need.
that code.
That's
They
where I
give
was-
you that code. I was like, this is great. Like, I love this. Pick it up. Done.
Done.
But yeah.
Adam's suit was great. We had to call Adam. The Jose Bang people. We had to call Adam. Adam's like, why?
You will face some adversity when you're getting your suits. Just understand that, when you got people in different locations and it's a little bit challenging. So if you do it a little bit earlier, that is helpful. Do not procrastinate on this. That's a definite word of advice. Do not procrastinate. But you can have fun with it. Like, for instance, we showed our dates, but you can also see like the inner liner. We've got our sports teams that we like the most. It's pretty cool. You can make it. The custom suits are awesome. These specifically cost us around $330, I think.
Yeah.
All said and done.
Except if you're a Cowboys fan.
And then we got price.
Jerry Jones got to get his royalty.
A little more
Right,
expensive.
you're right.
Good for him.
Always worth $20 extra.
It was.
But yeah, no, the rental suits were somewhere around $250. Like, it's not that far out. And then now I have this for life. And some places give free alterations.
They do.
So
Or go to your local.
if you go up in
Dry
size,
cleaner.
I don't know how that works. But if you lose some,
Suits are big, but what about the entertainment, boys? I mean,
let's talk about
that's huge.
That's where we
we have impact there.
that's the big time.
The entertainment portion is broken into two things. One, DJ and all of that kind of stuff. And the DJ brings with you lights and the action, anything actionable. If you want dancing robots, you can get dancing robots. That literally was a selection that you can choose from.
Didn't you have dancing robots or something? You had dancing.
No, I had those
something.
CO2 cans.
yeah, he had the stuff at like Ultra. It was like fire flamethrowers and smoke machines.
Yeah.
Sick.
It was insane, and then cubes that lit up. They were nuts.
Yeah.
The most epic Jersey Italian wedding ever. It was awesome.
For
It was
sure.
Awesome. But no, you're right. So you have the aspect of music, because music does drive a lot, right? And music, by the way, is not just limited to like the dancing party portion of it. You got music for how you're walking down the aisle, who's walking down the aisle, what songs are playing, when you introduce your wedding party, if you want to. We've been to weddings where the wedding party was not introduced, and that was actually a breath of fresh air. That was Billy's wedding. It was great. Loved it. You have your first dance. You have your the bride and the father. Their first dance. You
Don't
have-
get up and like get stuff during those dances.
Yeah.
don't do
those
that.
Those are emotional moments.
Like sit down and watch.
Yeah.
Cocktail hour.
You got your moment where whenever the groom and the bride get to dance with their parent, that's a song.
Yeah.
Then you have usually a lull during like when you're getting food, whether it's plated or not. You can play a different type of music then, and then it ramps up, right? And that's one aspect. But the other side of entertainment, photo booths.
Yeah. Those are cool.
You can your dessert stuff can be kind of an entertainment factor.
Yeah, you did that food truck thing, which was cool.
Food.
Someone had
we did an ice cream
Jeremiah's.
truck. At my
Jeremiah's
was at the Marsh's wedding. Freaking awesome. That's where we got the ice cream truck from.
Delicious.
We had a champagne wall. People took pictures
Yeah,
by it.
that's cool,
Pictures, right? I mean, weddings are all about pictures. You have a photographer and all that kind of stuff. So
You know the engagement episode. You got all the champagne as gifts. Did you use that champagne for the champagne wall or no?
Yeah. We bought our own alcohol. That was helpful for the budgeting, by the way. If a venue allows, when you're picking a venue, it's big to understand what kind of vendors they allow. That's huge because that plays into food. That plays into your music. Liquor licenses are a big thing when you're serving alcohol at your weddings. If you want to do just a beer and wine wedding, if you want to do no liquor, which I don't think we've been to one yet with that, we bought our own liquor, and so we bought all the champagne. We accounted for the amount of people, so we can do the toasts.
That was a
and
joke
then,
with the champagne, buddy.
hey, sorry, no, but this is valuable.
I know, but I
information.
just. Sorry, it's fine.
I think that
strategy. I come from a strategy perspective
I think
constantly.
We're what, like 30 minutes into this? I think people get you come from strategy. You got
Organization,
it all.
strategy. I love it.
Going back to the wedding parties, though, you don't have to be like equivalent. Like you don't have to be. I have to have 6 bridesmaids, so I have to have 6 groomsmen. You can mix it up, right?
Yeah.
Every background is different, so that's something. Definitely feel empowered for that. Like you don't have. It's cool to match up, but it's certainly if you don't, it's not weird. Like you'll figure it out.
A wedding that's coming up for us, they have a huge wedding party if they were to have done it, like to where the point where the venue can't like logistically have them set up. So they actually took a unique perspective. They did like kind of like more like siblings and stuff, like a family type. And then they're people that they wanted to have in their wedding party. We're just going to sit up front. Like they're going to be closer up. They're going to have reserved seats. I think they might be still doing like, you know, the suits and the dresses and all that stuff. But it's a different way. If you have a lot of friends, I mean, hey.
Different religions bring different practices as well. So there's certain things that you may have as family traditions or religious traditions that come into play at that day too, which you have to
Ryan, your wedding.
Greek dancing at my wedding. I don't know how to Greek dance.
That was awesome.
That was
amazing.
good.
That was amazing.
And I argued my parents on that one. I was like, I don't know how to Greek dance. None of my friends know how to Greek dance. We're not doing this.
We enjoyed it.
And
I loved it.
the
greatest thing
culture won out on that one, and it should have. And Michelle
Your
and Gus, I'm
cousins and
sorry.
your uncles and aunts, they
They
crushed
did.
it.
They
We
did.
enjoyed
They did the
That was
slap
awesome.
of the shoe.
They
It was
were good. It was
sick.
yeah.
They crushed it. They
Epic.
crushed it.
Yeah.
It was
That
really
was
cool. It was
awesome.
really cool.
We
It was
enjoyed
really, really cool.
So you have the DJ. I would say, in my perspective, I would say if there is extra room in the budget, put a little bit more towards a good DJ. I think a DJ
Entertainment, yeah.
makes a really
A lot of
great
people are starting to do the voicemail. That's an element. So you
Yeah.
have a guest list thing you sign or something like that. You take a.
Do you pick that though for the male perspective? Is that us or is that the ladies?
You know, I have enjoyed leaving a voicemail. For
Oh,
my
I know what
friends
you're
myself.
talking
No,
about.
but we
Yeah.
We were
So
recently
it's
all
the
at a
guest.
wedding
It's a
that-
guest book thing. It's a way to. It's a different spin on like leaving like who came to your wedding. You kind of like sign the guest book. This is it's a voicemail situation.
Well, we had pictures too. Write it down.
Pictures,
talk
the
about it,
photo
take
booth.
Pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Photo booth. So
What about the 360, whatever that thing is that was like a viral hot thing to do for the past like 2 years? It's like the
360.
like the camera that goes around you for like 360 angle. All right, we won't get into that because clearly I don't know what I'm talking about.
We got music though. We hit music. We hit a tire. What about like just logistics for the fellas?
Well, one
And for the
thing real
ladies?
quick to bring up.
Sure.
All of these things that you add in, DJ, florist, bartender,
Don't include-
We're not on. We're not.
All of it.
The floors. We're not.
all,
involved.
but all of the additional things that like add the fun. Keep in mind you have to tip everybody.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good point. Good
Mhm.
point. The
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that
it does
does
come back
Fellas
to
and
that.
ladies, tough budget out there.
That does go back into the budget, so keep in mind that you do have to do that, and that's
Yeah.
something to think about.
And something that we actually never mentioned was photographer and videographer. Those things are expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive, but
They're
they're
expensive.
very
Dude, I think
They're
I'm
great.
meaningful.
go for the video.
I mean, you guys see it. I have a
We,
huge
I
got to watch
wedding
mine
photo in my
recently. It
house.
was cool.
Yeah.
We opted for no video. and
Okay.
we actually got gifted a video from Lydia's parents. And
Nice.
It was really cool because you get to share that experience. There's a lot of moments that you don't know happen because you're busy entertaining and stuff. But we shared a moment with Lydia's mom, and she was like, "Do you guys have the hard drive? I want to see some things." And she was like, "I didn't know that this happened. This was amazing." She really enjoyed reliving it because as much as it is your day, yes, your parents do share it with you. So it's cool to have the video
they
evidence.
should.
Yeah,
They
it's
kinda
it's
brought you
great.
to that.
It's great. Yeah, I mean they brought you into this world. Like they should enjoy
For sure.
this kind of celebration.
Make
So-
sure as a couple though, you as a couple, but also as individuals, you step back. Right,
Yeah.
you take in that
Yeah.
moment, that day. You get to see all your favorite people in the world.
Ryan, you
there
remember
for
that
you.
moment in your wedding?
No,
I
don't.
you might not have, but I think you might if I. If
I also got
if
lifted
reference
up by all of you and probably hit my head on the roof. So it's
that
not
was
my
scary.
fault.
The chandelier was
you.
like,
Yeah, that was close.
We almost hit you on that shit.
But yeah,
That was close.
You crowd surfed. That was pretty crazy. But no, I pulled you aside once and I gave you some nice words, and I was just like, look, man, we've known each other for
Oh, thanks, man.
how long it was at that point in time. I think it was 12 years. I think now we're past that, obviously. But who you became over the years, like that was we kind of just stepped back and we just like look at all this stuff. Like look at the people that surround you now, like. One of your biggest things, and I know this is big for you because this is why who you are shaped you as a person. When you were in high school, you didn't get to make a lot of friends during high school because you shifted to 3 high schools,
Right.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
You never
I
got
know
to
one person from high school.
yeah, and he's awesome, and we love.
Yeah, he's
love
great.
him. He's great. He got to come on your bachelor party. We had a great time with him.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a value that you didn't get to experience back then, and so now that you have that, you hold on to it harder than anyone else I've ever met.
Good. We're not even gonna
Yeah, we're
pretend
not-
that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That happened.
But yeah, no, and taking that step back and realizing like, holy shit, look how far I've come. Like this moment is here. let me just take some quick.
But not just for the males, for the females too. Like
Yeah,
it's your
do
day.
it.
It's
It's
as
your
a
day.
couple, but just take a step back because it's a crazy day. It goes by fast, even for you, because
Yeah.
it's coming quick.
Yeah.
You know. It's
So-
we were on logistics.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's,
think
let's hit that. Let's smash that.
We did a good job at like summarizing a few things.
Yeah, I mean, is there any questions that we could help answer on your perspective for someone who's going through it? Because there
good
might
one.
be others going through it that are watching this that might have questions
Hopefully
as well.
watching
Maybe
this.
I mean, you all have done a phenomenal job being at all three of y'all's weddings. Like taking the perspective of never gonna dislike anything, of course, right? Like everyone has their own things they want in a wedding.
I hit it too.
It's all right, dude. It's good. Hey. 2-2. Scoreboard. But like the things, like I can think of so many things from each wedding that I liked, and that I would incorporate into my wedding. And I know I voiced that a little bit earlier, but I think just from a finalizing like last minute or the last like leading up to the logistics, like at a high level, what would you guys do? Like, how would you go about that?
how would you go about the logistics?
Yeah,
element?
just like the last minute details, like with the wedding planner, this and that. Like, what should you be on the lookout?
I would just number one make sure you have a wedding planner.
Oh, for sure. We got two.
Okay.
I think
Because they're gonna handle a
got
lot
two.
of that stuff for you.
if you're going to talk last minute logistics, a day of, if you do not have the funds to pay for a wedding planner and you're going to plan the wedding yourself,
Yeah.
that's a good way to save money.
Agreed.
But I encourage you getting a day of planner. They're the ones that are going to keep the timeline on check and get everything from point A to point B.
Some venues provide that. Our venue
Some
provided
do,
that,
some
but
do.
we had someone because we needed someone the entire
Yep.
process.
We did a wedding planner all the way through. She was great. But yeah, I think one of the biggest things we took away from like wedding expos and stuff like that, like wedding a day of, is very important. Very, very important.
Fellas, not your choice. Support it though, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, wedding expos is another thing. You can go to an
Oh,
expo
yeah.
or an event to learn more about the wedding process. And
We found
all
our
in one
officiant
day.
at a wedding expo.
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
that.
you
We didn't.
mentioned that.
We did not do that.
Ooh, that's a good one. The officiant.
Yeah.
Dang.
Gotta have a good officiant.
But I had my uncle do
Well,
it.
that
was
kind of
sweet.
plays into
that was sweet.
That plays into the logistics.
It does,
right? Because
it
they're the
does.
ones that they're coordinating what's happening at your ceremony, what's being said, how it's being said.
It's very important.
Backgrounds, religion, all that stuff
yeah.
matters. Again, it's
That's
your
big
day.
time.
It depends what you want out of it.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
depends what you want. But there's a lot of options out there. You could have friends, you could have family, you could have like just do it in a church. You know, there's a lot of options. But really, just think about what you want.
Whether this is an unpopular opinion or not, I think because of the way the media is going on mental health and being able to seek help and those kind of things, marriage, I'm going to say coaching, not counseling. Marriage coaching, valuable in the planning process.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Valuable. And if you can find an officiant that can help guide you through that process, that's great. That's how we did ours. But if you do a third party, that's great too. I think it's a very helpful, very, very helpful. You learn more about the family. Sometimes they give you financial tips on how to deal with financials as a couple. Big time stuff. It's important. But day of logistics, back to that. Newest thing I've noticed. The McGill wedding did this. Lydia's work family is what I'll call them, did this as well. A quick run around taking pictures with everyone at your wedding when everyone's sitting down to alleviate you from having to go around and mingle with people. So that way you can go from ceremony to reception in a little bit quicker format and really enjoy the money that you guys are spending. You literally get your photographer, run around. And they did so
That was cool.
What was it? Tyler's heard the song.
Tyler did that.
Tyler
That
and
was
Nicole was fantastic. They did the song. We got to get pictures as quick as possible. We have this song to
Oh,
get
it's
it finished,
good.
blah, blah, blah. It was fantastic. Now, granted, from what I understand, they actually played an extended version of the song.
Dude, I didn't make it
that's
to.
smart.
They were
That's
getting
so
it no
smart,
matter
man.
what, but it added to the allure. Like, it was fun. Everyone was engaged.
Yeah.
Did you make all
They
your
got it
tables?
done too.
Big on logistics.
Here's something that reminds me of a lot. If you, I don't know how many people you plan on having at your wedding, but if you plan on having a large wedding, we had a large wedding, it is very difficult to go to every table and talk to them and say hi and share your thoughts and things like that and spend a couple of minutes there. So I would recommend that if you have a large wedding, possibly creating one of those kind of like old-fashioned processes where you have a line and they either doing that, right? Like maybe playing a song and making it a rushed process and doing some type of formal thing in that sense, or having a line where people come and meet you and then people get into that line, because by the time we got around to tables, people were leaving and going doing things, and I was like,
I missed all my
you're like
work
chasing people.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's hard.
funniest thing was people. If you ever see, you'll see this on Instagram a lot. People go to a wedding, they forget to take a picture with the bride and groom, and then they say, "We had so much fun celebrating such and such," and it's a picture of themselves.
Yeah.
Granted, no problem with that, but it helps that portion. Because you get a picture with the bride and groom, and like that's you were there to support them, so it's pretty cool to have a moment where you get a picture with them. It's sweet. The other thing that I had just real quick on this,
Final take. This one's big.
when I was at my wedding, I went to someone who was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? You guys enjoying yourselves?" Blah blah. He goes, "We see you guys so frequently. Please go see other people. Like we don't need to talk to you guys. We see you guys all the time. Take that into consideration too.
Yeah.
If you see people frequently, don't go to their tables. Go to someone else's table."
Quick one before we end it. All right. If you know a firefighter out there, invite them to the wedding, because listen, they got these
Game day essentials.
game day essentials. They got these shots out there that, rehearsal dinner is a good time if maybe as a groom or a bride, because we've seen it at both. You're not feeling too hot. What's it called? Do you guys remember what it's called?
I don't know, but
You took it.
whatever
It's
it
an
is,
IV.
it's great.
It's an IV. Listen,
It's an IV.
Your
It's like a
firefighter
hangover
friends
IV.
will know what it is. Just make sure you link up with them.
Great.
You'll be ready to go.
Great stuff.
for the big day.
You can't tell we have a lot of passion around this.
We do, man. It's a
We enjoy weddings.
We're,
Weddings are
we're
great.
seasoned. I would
it's
say
li-
we're seasoned.
it's a big life event, though, man.
Yeah.
It's
it's
huge,
massive.
and we're right in the middle of it. So I think that adds to it.
Yeah.
I would say, as a partner there, you kind of have to be more supportive.
Absolutely.
Not every decision is going to be made by you, but in those decisions, just be more
Collaboration.
supportive and collaborate.
Compromise and collaborate.
Enjoy the process. So,
Sweet.
Johnny, we're excited for your wedding.
We are, dude.
Get after
We
it.
are.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
TBC.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Everyone's excited.
The weddings
We're
continue.
all
The
di-
vendors continue.
The
Vendor
vendor
always
continues.